Hello, Jax West, Steve Free Project, MAM Gossip, Justice with Jax, and I'm also part of the WMP Citizen Investigators, which the Justice Review team is who is working on Marnie Yang's case. And I know all the lives, hey Elizabeth, all the lives I've been doing as of late is covering the Stephen Avery Calumet County jail calls, which there's 1,000 of them and we're only 300 in. But this quick video today is to talk about the hearing we had this morning for Marnie Yang. And some people, there's people who don't really follow wrongful convictions, or not even just wrongful convictions, but just our judicial system, period, on how tedious things are and how long everything takes. So there's some people who want instant gratification. We know we have all the evidence there that shows that Marnie is innocent. And so then the judge should have been, let her go. Well, that's not the way it works. So in October, her brief was filed. It's a 600 and something page brief. I mean, everything is in there that counters what was done in Marnie's case and how it's all wrong and that Marnie Yang is innocent. So that was in October. Then in November, the judge said he wanted another month to look, because that was a whole lot that was in there. So now today was coming back for that due to the brief that was filed in October. The judge said his words were he believes her case has merit and should be heard. So that, to me, after dealing especially with Stephen's case, and every time you go to court, you come away with a no, door in your face, no. Hearing the judge say that Marnie's case has merit and should be heard, to me, is like the best thing that could have happened, because I don't expect, when you haven't had a new trial, that a judge is just going to go so before a second trial to go, oh yeah, no, let her go free. I don't expect that to happen. So to me, it's either a no or let's keep the process going. And so we got the let's keep the process going. So now the state will file for dismissal, which I really don't understand how that's even a thing, because if the judge just said her case should be heard, now he has to hear them filing a dismissal and then has to rule on them asking for a dismissal. To me, that seems just another way to drag out the process. The judge has already said her case should be heard. So we should be getting a date to go to court, right? But no. So they get to file for a dismissal, and then Marnie's attorney will respond to that. And then the other thing the state will be doing in this time, in these couple of months, is they're going to try and discredit the DNA expert from Marnie's team. And what's his name? Carl Reich, Carl with a K. He's world renowned, so it's going to be really hard for them to knock Dr. Reich out. Because one of the things that Marnie's people have pointed out that wasn't ever brought up in her original trial was at the victim's home, Ronnie Ryder's home. There were bullet casings on the ground for Ronnie was shot. Remember me with numbers. I'm bad with numbers. I want to say Ronnie was shot 6 times. 6 times a bullet hit her. But also the gun that the killer was using would misfire. And so every other time that person fired, the gun would jam. And the killer then has to clear that jam and then shoot again. And now that one will work, which is just a whole nother ball of wax when I just go, when you look at how little Marnie is, and when you look at how little her hands are, because her fingertips like come to here on my finger. I mean, she's a teeny tiny little elf of a woman. She's really going to be able to fire this gun, not only fire this gun, but now clear all these misfires. So the thing that was never brought up in her original trial is there is DNA on those misfired. It's not Marnie. It's male. There's a male DNA on those bullets. Nobody's ever looked into who those are, who that is. They just covered that up because, of course, that's, doesn't point to Marnie. Hey, Sydney. So that's what they're going to go after, because I think that's a major point in Marnie's truth, is that these bullets that misfired and you have to clear it has a guy DNA on them. So there is a date set for January 15th, and then there's another date of February 20th. I get all confused and all this stuff. We'll have a couple more months before this thing hopefully gets rolling. We talked to Marnie afterwards. Marnie is in high spirits. She was put on speakerphone because her whole team was there, because the Justice Review team has put together some excellent people who are very dedicated in finding the truth, and everything they find is Marnie is innocent. And so we were all there, and also Marnie's father was there. And so Marnie was put on speakerphone, and she was really sweet. She wanted to thank everybody for everything they're doing for her. I mentioned to her that I had emailed her, but email at a prison, isn't the most dependable. And I usually go and visit her and Melissa every other Wednesday, which would actually be tomorrow in the schedule of when I would go, but I am fully booked. I cannot go tomorrow. And then next week is Christmas. And I know, like in Melissa's case, her parents are going to go on Christmas, and, you're only allowed X amount of visits and, for holiday and weekend and all this. So I'm going to go on Monday. I'll go, this coming Monday to visit both Melissa and Marnie. I have emailed with Melissa, so she knows it's on Monday. And now, since I'm not sure if Marnie will get my email in time, I've now told her on the phone. There was, when we walked up to the courthouse, because Marnie's lawyer, Jed Stone, his office is a block over from the courthouse. So we all just parked at Jed's office and then walked all over together. Press was all lined up there and ready already. Then we took the elevator up, sat in the courtroom. In the juror box, that's where press all was. And so there was probably about a dozen different people, no cameras, just the people that were there that were writing in their notebooks. So there was about a dozen in there. It went really quick because Marnie was first on the docket, and it took literally 5 minutes, 10 minutes tops. And then we all went back downstairs, and then that's where presses, their the big cameras are all set up. And so the lawyer, Judd Stone, spoke. And then Perry, who is the lead detective, spoke. And then Larry, Marnie's dad, spoke. And then press got to ask a couple of questions. So Jed thinks things went very well. He says this is a win, and I do too. Like I said, I know there's people who are bummed, and they were thinking, hey, I'm talking here. I'm not playing with you. But we know in Stephen's case, every time you're going to court, it's a no, 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 no. So so while other people were like, oh, I was hoping for more, I'm like, this is great. The judge says her case has merit and deserves to be heard. I think this is wonderful. So let me see. What has anybody said here? Maz was hoping Marnie would be home by Christmas. Well, and Marnie doesn't celebrate Christmas. She is Jewish. So you wish her a happy Hanukkah. And then Maz says, got my granddaughter here at the moment who's being picked up in the next few minutes. So, and I got to head to Chicago in the next hour. And there's only 9 of you on here right now. So I don't know if any of you on here, I know this was another spur of the moment. I didn't have it set up that I was going to be live. If you have any questions on Marnie's case, and I hate when I do this because I know it sounds like a douchebag, but there's obviously some things that I can't say. I can only say what I know has been in the brief and been made public already. So if anybody here has any questions for me about Marnie, I will answer those for you. If not, I guess I know you can't tell, but I have a migraine, and I've had it all day. It's horrible. And like I said, I got to go to Chicago. I got to go to one event in Chicago that I'm supposed to be there by 5, I think. And it's 2:00 here now. And then I have another event in Chicago at 7. So, and then I've got the union breakfast tomorrow morning that starts at 7. That's like an hour drive. Yikes. Oh, thanks for the thumbs up. I saw somebody else just did thumbs up. Thumbs up. All right. I'm being goofy. What else can I say about Marnie? Long as Marnie is relatively happy at the outcome, that's all that matters. Bless her. Sydney says, drive safe. Thank you. There is going to be, I don't know all that I can say on that, but there is a major news outlet that has been filming Marnie's case, and there will be something on in January. So that's all I'm going to say about that. But it will be like the first time Marnie's side is being told anywhere, because everything, when you Google her and you play any of the episodes that have been on Marnie's case, everything points to she's guilty. Oh, storms are coming. Gives me huge migraines. Huh. Yeah, I woke up with it. It's horrible. Oh, yeah. So when I can release what and the what, when, where, I will let you know on that. And we'll probably do a live too and discuss it together. I know Marnie, because they were filming with her last Wednesday, and I know she was very concerned about how awful she'll look because they won't let her do anything to her hair. And so she and roommates had come up with putting some dye in some hair gel, because she wants to cover her grays. And so I asked Tammy from WMP Justice Review, I asked her how Marnie's hair turned out, and she said it was beautiful. That so that her hair turned out great, and they supplied her with makeup. And so she was able to wear good makeup. And they also gave her a blouse to wear. So she's not wearing prison uniform, even though the stuff that Marnie and Melissa wear there, you know, they're usually wearing like an undershirt and a polo of some kind. So in the undershirt, well, like now too, it'll be like a thermal, and the polo will be long sleeve. So, you know, so it's not like you're wearing an orange jumpsuit or black and white stripes or something like that, you know. So, so I'll let you know on that. And then the January 15th on whatever's going to happen there in Marnie's case. And then we've got the February 20th. So February will be crazy because isn't it like February 8th we're supposed to be hearing in Stephen's case, and then February 28th we're supposed to hear on Melissa's, right? So we'll have Stephen, Marnie, Melissa all in February. But all right, so then I will just end this since nobody has any questions. And I do not know when I will be going live to do Stephen Avery calls, because now I'm going to be working a fundraiser for multiple sclerosis on Saturday. There's this band. When I used to run a summer festival, I always booked this band. They're a local band, but they made a few hits that, you know, did something back in the early 90s, I think, called Lucky Boys Confusion. And the singer, Stubby from Lucky Boys, has always been, anytime I needed him for, you know, like I was running some kind of an event for something. And so like I did a lip syncing contest for, I don't even remember what was benefiting from that, but I asked Stubby, because he's a singer, to autograph a microphone that the winner would get. And he did. You know, he's always been really good. And his band always packed the place, you know, gave me good numbers. And Stubby announced recently that he's got multiple sclerosis, and he has organized singing for, it's called MS Sucks, Singing for a Cure. And so he's put together some bands that are going to play, one of which is Plain White Tees, whom I'm sure everybody's heard, Dear Delilah. They're also another local band. They actually went to school with my younger sister, so they all know them. So anyway, I offered any help, and he knows of my managing bands and organizing that event, so he asked if I would help with that. So then I also offered up Jeff's services to print stuff for him at, you know, a good price. So I guess Stubby just talked to Jeff today about wanting like 200 shirts now to be done by Saturday. And Jeff's like, I don't know if I'm going to have time to do that. So I'm going to have to go into his shop Thursday, possibly Friday, to make these shirts. So I don't know if I'll be able to do, I might be able to tomorrow night, because I should be home by like 5, 6. So maybe tomorrow night we'll do some Stephen calls. So, all right. I'm ending this, even though I've said this a million times. Make sure you thumbs up and then you subscribe. So when I go live at these wacky times of, okay, here I am and I'm going live for 20 minutes, you'll get notified. And you have to click a bell or something. I don't know. Yeah, I'm clearly a genius. So have a good night, everybody. Think happy thoughts for Marnie, Melissa, Stephen.